so today we're going to be talking about braising, and to do that I'm going to show you a braised short rib recipe. So let's go ahead and get started. So the main ingredient in this recipe obviously is going to be our short ribs. It's a beef short rib, so we know that it's high in iron and it's high in protein. So the first step in this recipe is we're searing our short ribs on both sides here. I think our first side is done, so we'll go ahead and flip it. And really what we're looking for is just a good color on both sides. It's been in here about 3 or 4 minutes. This is a really important first step because it really gives you that flavor. So you can see that browning right there. It really just gives you that deep flavor and sets you up before we actually get to braising. So now that we've finished searing our short ribs, we've got them resting on a plate. And now I've added to our pot our vegetables for this recipe. And in this pot we've got chopped up carrots. It's just a small dice on those, and we know those are a good source of beta carotene. We've got our onions chopped up as well, and those are a good source of vitamin C and folate, so immunity boosting and metabolism boosting. We've also got some garlic in there, which is a good source of vitamin B6, which helps us to use and store energy. And we've also got some celery in there too. So this is going to go for about 10 minutes, and it's going to get brown, and we're going to have those brown bits on the bottom of the pan, so we'll come back in just a few minutes when this is finished. Alright, now it's been about 10 to 15 minutes. We've got a really good color on these vegetables. You can see the bottom of the pan's got all those crusty bits, both from those short ribs and from our vegetables, so we've got some deep flavor profiles going on. We've also added a tablespoon of tomato paste, so that's just a little bit more flavor in there. And next we're going to deglaze our pan. We've got 2 cups of just red cooking wine. You can find this at the grocery store on the baking aisle is where I got mine. And look at this. This is going to deglaze this pan, get all that flavor in our sauce for us. Next, we're going to go in with some fresh thyme. This one only calls for 3 sprigs, but obviously I like a lot more than that, so I'm just going to go in with this. And we've also seasoned with a little bit of salt and pepper. And we're going to put our short ribs back in, and then we're going to go in the oven. I forgot. Our short ribs are now in our pot, and this is where the actual braising comes in. So the difference between a braise and a stew is that our meat is not completely covered in a braise. So as you can see, we've got enough liquid in there to kind of surround our meat and cook it, but it's not completely covered. So that means that we're going to be braising this. And basically, I'm just going to cover this, and we're going to cook it at 300 degrees for about 2.5 hours until it's really, really tender. Alright, so it has been about 2.5 hours, and we have taken out our short ribs from the oven, and they're about done here. We've taken them out of our sauce, and now I've got the sauce with the vegetables in it actually on the stove simmering, and this is going to reduce it to about 2/3 of a cup, and it'll be perfect for serving. We'll add these back, and I'll show you when this gets done. Now that our liquid has reduced, I'm going to go ahead and add our meat back. And we are ready to serve. You could serve this over mashed potatoes. You could serve it by itself. You could even turn it into a stew if you wanted to. It makes a whole meal by itself, or it can go really well with anything else. And there we have it, braised short ribs.